It's now time for the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show brings you famous celebrities and amazing people from all over the world. Listen online at themikewagnershow.com and on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. And watch the interview on YouTube. So sit back and relax and enjoy the Mike Wagner Show.
Hey everybody, it's Mike from the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today at 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 10% off your first order. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check our Facebook page at Facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on the YouTube channel, and take the Mike Wagner Show on any mobile device. You can also listen on Radio Public, Anchor FM, Google, Apple, and iPlay as well, Google Play as well. We're here with a wonderful singer from the Tampa Bay area, singer-songwriter with a new release, Raye, featuring the title track, Something Else and More. She's been at Tropicana Field, home of the Tampa Bay Rays, the Hard Rock Cafe in Tampa, also the Strauss Center in the Tampa area. And she's been all over the place, the Carolinas, Anaheim, New Orleans, and Carolinas and more, and continues to do so. And taking a break from a very busy schedule, live from the Tampa Bay area, ladies and gentlemen, the next up-and-coming singer, Frankie Raye. Frankie, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us today.
Hi, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing great. So you're from the Tampa Bay area, singer-songwriter with a new release, Brave, featuring the title track, Something Else and More. You appear at Tropicana Field, the Hard Rock Cafe, the Strauss Center in the Tampa area. You're very popular over there. And, of course, you get a lot of airplay in New York, Texas, California, Massachusetts, and Australia, of all places. And you play in Anaheim and New Orleans. You got mentioned in Music Fest. And you also have an album as well, too, which is a really nice debut, A Thing or Two About a Dream. Before we get into all that, tell us how I got started.
So basically, I started writing music when I was probably around 12 or 13, kind of the teenage years. I started writing my own music and kind of teaching myself how to play guitar. I had a bunch of family members. Basically, my whole family does music. So it's just kind of something that I grew up with. And then kind of more toward high school, I started taking singing more seriously. I got into professional voice lessons, and I would do choir and show choir, musical theater, things like that in high school. So that kind of gave me my stage presence. And then shortly after that, I was in college, but I wasn't doing music, but I was always doing music on the side. Mm-hmm. So, I just started continuing to write and continuing to go to open mics and shows and just trying to get myself out there. And then it just kind of snowballed once I started really, taking it more seriously and meeting other musicians and, helping people out doing vocals on their albums and, doing, guest appearances on their shows and all of that fun stuff. So it kind of snowballed, and here I am, I'm able to do it full time and, do what I love.
That was amazing. What's that one moment that precisely got you into music? What was the precise moment?
Probably, this might sound so funny. So my teen years or my preteen years were kind of happening in the late 90s when the bubblegum pop thing was going on. So you had like Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera and all these like really kind of, I want to say generic pop sound that was like kind of happening at the time. And I remember just being in love with Britney Spears and seeing her perform. So that was kind of when I thought, oh, like I want to be a performer. I didn't really know if I would see myself playing guitar and singing, or I just didn't know what route I was going to take, but I wanted to be an entertainer of some sorts. And then I guess there really wasn't one moment besides that, because I remember being, a really young child, and my mom would put on Joni Mitchell records, and I would just picture myself singing them. I would picture myself on stage with the guitar singing those songs. So there really wasn't one moment. It was just something that was always in me,
It makes me think of one Joni Mitchell song. Was it traffic by the dashboard light or something and just ends in a high note and just goes down and laughs. That's one you're thinking of, but that's a really good one. I can imagine saying that, or the very popular Help Me. That's just one of those.
Oh, I love that one. I've actually been meaning to work that one up. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's amazing, too. And besides Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, and more, who's some of your favorite artists as well, too?
Oh, well, I do want to...
Or big influences, I should say.
That Britney and Chris, that was just a small phase. But who really inspires me, so if we're talking about people that I grew up with, Alanis Morissette, I was always a fan of her lyrics, mostly, and just the fact that, she wrote her own songs. Joni Mitchell was always one. Melanie was always great. But then, looking more, because I think it's important to, look at all... through all decades. So for people that are popular now, I would say I'm influenced by Sarah Bareilles, Ingrid Michaelson, probably an Eric Hutchinson, Daphne Willis. They kind of do that pop folk, sound, but they mix it up. So I like that.
Mm-hmm. That's amazing, too. And we'll get to your album as well, too, in just a minute. Listen to The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Looking for a professional website without breaking your budget? Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs at below the competition way. Call today at 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 10% off your first order. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on themikewagnershow.com. You can check our Facebook page at facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. We encourage you to like, share, and listen to our interviews and share it with everyone's timeline. You can also download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, also iTunes, Apple, and Google Play, and on the YouTube channel. Just subscribe to The Mike Wagner Show. Take The Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. We're here with Tampa Bay's Frankie Raye, singer-songwriter with a new release, Brave, featuring the title track, Something Else, and more. She appeared at Tropicana Field, Hard Rock Cafe, the Strauss Center, and you also got your guitar, and looks like you're ready to play in a minute. So first of all, before we get to all that, tell us about your newest release.
So the album is called Brave. There are 8 tracks, all original music. I recorded them kind of in a local studio. It was more of a private at-home studio. But the album kind of has a wide array of styles on it. I wouldn't really call it a pop album, but it's not really folk either. I mean, there are a few songs that are kind of folky. There are a few that have a little bit more of electronic feel to them. And then there's some that are, they have horns and trumpets. And so it's a ballad on there. So it's a mix of everything.
What are some of your genres that you've been influenced by? It sounds like you got some country, R&B, and everything else. So what are some of the genres that you're influenced by?
My favorite is probably just acoustic folk singer-songwriter. So think of, maybe some of the singer-songwriters in the 60s, that kind of folky sound. And even in the mid-90s, you have a lot of people with just them and their guitars. And, I like all genres of music done in that style too. So, even R&B songs done acoustically and things like that. But I guess more generally, pop is pretty, pop's a wide, that's kind of a big blanket term. But, right. I'd say folk pop music is.
And of course, you're getting some pretty good airplay. You also had a nice debut called A Thing or Two About a Dream. You can just tell us about that.
That one. So that was kind of a test album. I should say that. Forget that I said that. No. So that was my first time really in a type of studio working with other musicians. A lot of the songs on it were older. I definitely feel like I know what I'm doing more now than I did then, with just as far as, songwriting and different ways to structure a song and things like that. But it was a really fun experience for that first album. I dug up a lot of songs that I wrote, in high school even. And there are a few that I still play out to this day that are kind of near and dear to my heart. So.
That's nice. And maybe you want to play a song from your debut album for us, since you got your guitar with you?
Sure. You want anyone from the first album or the newest one?
Let's do a song from the first album. Let's do Brave and something else from your second album. Let's hear one of your songs from your debut.
Let's see. Let's play for the debut album. This is probably my favorite. Actually, I'll do the title track from the first album. All right, this one's called A Thing or Two About a Dream.
Okay.
Well, there they were, all gathered around the stage, dancing in the light. They're living underneath that blue Sunday sky, and I was fine with me. So I said, take me anywhere, wherever you will be. 'Cause I know a thing or two about a dream, and I'm fine with me. And so I watched, wishing I could dance along. And the beauty of the world, ooh, the friends I made out here. But I just stared. So there I was, fighting to save my own ego, fighting for whatever's in me that keeps me strong and keeps me hanging on. Funny how I'm on words, it dissonates my chords, plucks the meaning from the words, and I'm fine with me. And so I watched, wishing I could dance along. And the beauty of the world, ooh, the friends I made around here. But I just stared. Ooh, take me anywhere, wherever you will be. 'Cause I know a thing or two about a dream, and I'm fine with me. 'Cause I'm fine with me, and I'm fine with me.
Oh, that's a wonderful, amazing. Where can they find your album at?
What's that?
Where can they find your album, your debut?
That album you can find all over the interweb. So you've got it's streaming on Apple Music and Spotify and iHeartRadio, and then you can download that album on iTunes and Google Play and all of that. So, and hard copies can be found at my show, or you can just contact me through my website, and I could send out a hard copy. So
that'd be amazing too. We'll make sure everybody does that. And now your next release from your Brave release, the title track, and something else. I think those are your two that are featured on there, unless you have something else you like to feature.
Yeah. Well, wait, are the song Something Else or something else in general?
No, the song Something Else, I mean.
Yeah. You want me to play that right now?
If you like, yeah. So Something Else, the song, and then the title track. I'm looking forward to hearing it.
Yeah. So the song Something Else is actually done in a different tuning. So I'll go ahead and do Brave since it's already tuned to that, and then I'll do Something Else. So
sounds good.
Do the title track first.
Okay, great.
Just to save some time. All right, so this is the title track from my new album called Brave. His name on the news. A stand for boy can do much harm. They never gave her truth, the truth that lies beneath their white smiles. But all of us know what this is about, boys, 'cause it takes all we have just to be safe. It takes everything just to be brave in our hearts. Everything we worked for, all the walls we crushed and the love we made. Brave in our minds. Everything we ran from, all the bonds we built and the hate we faced. Just to be brave. His only plans to save the world, and loaded and ready, he gave them what they deserved. And he saw his skeletons in their smiles, so he knew he couldn't laugh long. The trail was floated with divert the blame now. Oh, because it takes all we have just to be safe. It takes everything. Just to be brave in our hearts. To everything we worked for, all the walls we crushed and the love we made. Brave in our minds. Oh, to everything we worked for, all the bonds we built and the hate we faced. See, maybe we're the only ones left to blame, or ignoring the truth and the shame. See, maybe we're the only ones who can break the chains and be brave in our hearts. Oh, everything we worked for, all the walls we crushed and the love we made. Brave in our minds. Everything we ran from, all the bonds we built and the hate we faced. Just to be brave. Ooh. Ah. I wanna be brave.
Amazing. That was wonderful.
Thank you.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah. That's the title track. Also available on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, Apple Music.
Okay, we'll get to something else in just a minute. While you're just recovering here, you can tune up or whatever, take a breath. You listen to the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at SonicWebStudios.com for all your needs. Looking at a professional website without breaking your budget? Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today at 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 10% off your first order. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check our Facebook page at Facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio. Also, Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Apple, Google Play, and watch the interview on the YouTube channel on The Mike Wagner Show. Make sure you subscribe and take The Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. We're here with Tampa Bay's very own Frankie Raye, singer-songwriter with a new release, Brave, and we just featured the title track, wonderfully done. And she also explained to you where you can listen, and you can also check out her website, FrankieRaye.com. And we've got something else coming up as well, too. And also, she appeared at Tropicana Field, the Hard Rock Cafe, Strauss Center. And she was also Named honorable mention, Music Fest News, nominated for Creative Loafing's Best of the Bay for singer-songwriters, and also Tampa Bay Artist of the Day, which is quite a number. And she also performed Yankee Spring Training at Steinbrenner Field. She's been in Anaheim, New Orleans, and along the coast as well, too, and a good portion of Florida she's been at well, too. So you could say she's like a hurricane in current music today. So we're here with Frankie Raye once again, and she's got something else to play for, which is called Something Else.
Yeah. All right, this song called Something Else. I'm all tuned up. Not sure how to put this, but you're all the right things at the wrong time. If it wasn't for your maturity, if it wasn't for my wisdom, this would have never stood a chance. But we can win lights to decide if this is right, or if we should just keep this locked away. And I've heard you wish for secrecy, but I'd rather speak right. We can make it out of this okay. Oh, you know, see, I'm not turning back again this time, because you're everything, everything, yeah. Can you give me something else to make sense of this? The mess of this is a part of the game. But you are something else, and your beauty and your veins are like kryptonite, and your words are my song. Forget everything I said about love, and let's be wrong. See, at the time I felt empowered, most worthy of your attention. I was never one to settle for less. Your authority was respected, my intentions were pure, but I guess I didn't think this through all the way. And maybe I'd take after my mother. You know, she always used to say to me, "They're more wild hearts." And I've heard you wish for space, but I'd rather us be close and let our own wild hearts take us away. Oh, you know, so you can come a little closer now, this time, because you're everything, everything, yeah. Can you give me something else to make sense of this? The mess of this is a part of the game. But you're something else, and your beauty and your veins on my kryptonite, and your words on my song. Forget everything I said about love, and let's be wrong. I know, I'm not what you mean. So right, oh. You know, you're not what I need. You're not what I need, and I know, I'm not what you need. I know, and I don't mind, because you're everything, oh. Can you give me something else to make sense of this? The mess of this is a part of the game. But you're something else, and your beauty and your veins on my kryptonite, and your words on my song. Forget everything I said about love, and let's be wrong. Let's be wrong, yeah.
That was amazing. That was definitely something else. Great job.
Yeah.
And of course, once again, and where can everybody find that song?
That one is also available, so it's on the new album, Brave. So you can get a hard copy on cdbaby.com, or you can go to iTunes, iHeartRadio, Apple Music, Google Play, Spotify, Amazon, Deezer. So all the links and all the information and stuff are all on my website, frankieraye.com.
That is amazing too. You've been also named honorable mention in the Music Fest, nominated for Creative Loafing's Best of the Bay, Tampa Bay Artist of the Day. You quite a few awards, and maybe what's your most prestigious, you think?
As far as awards go,
Yes.
I don't really. I mean, I haven't won any of the creative loafing ones, but Tampa Bay Artist of the Day was definitely great. Yeah, and then also just being able to do like local, news television shows and stuff like that. Those are all, awards to me, even though they're not a trophy or whatever. So.
And of course, you also appear in a number of fests, too, like the Nom Fest in Anaheim, California, Wig Fest, Key Largo, Suncoast, Hard Rock Live Local, Zen Fest, and everything. And what would you say your favorite fest is?
My favorite fest was definitely the NAMM convention in Anaheim. It's more of a convention, so that was definitely my favorite experience. But then as far as festivals go, I guess, yeah, U.S. festivals. Wigfest was a lot of fun just because it was definitely more acoustic and I got to meet a lot of really great artists.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was amazing. Of course, you performed at the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel, Strauss Center, and Tropicana Field for Tampa Bay Rays. And what would you say your favorite place to play, besides those venues and maybe other places in Florida? What do you consider your favorite?
Yeah, well, I mean, the Hard Rock is definitely one of my favorites. Let's see. There's a lot of smaller restaurants in my area that I kind of like. There's a few places in Dunedin, which is a really small, close-knit music town in Pinellas County, Florida. So it's right along the Gulf of Mexico there. So there's a lot of cool little towns. I love playing there, but definitely the Hard Rock is my favorite. The Strauss Center is also great because I'm right along the Riverwalk and people get to walk by and, they stop and listen and it's very pleasant.
Amazing. And what are your thoughts on Tropicana Field, home of the Tampa Bay Rays?
I love Tropicana. I hope, if things work out and we get to keep it and we get to keep our Rays because there's some talk about them not being with us for much longer here in the Bay Area. I love playing at Tropicana because, you get to meet a lot because everyone's in a good mood. Everyone's there going to see the Rays play. So it's very, makes your community feel very tight knit. So
and especially if they're winning too. And do you think in your opinion, you think they'll win the World Series?
Oh, I mean, I don't know. I wish I followed it more. I guess, I watch games, when I'm obviously at my shows, but I'm also playing. So I can't, when the games are on, I can't really totally focus on them because I have to concentrate on what I'm doing. So I wish I paid more attention to sports, but...
That's understandable. We have a few more minutes here with Frankie Raye, Tampa Bay area singer-songwriter with her new release, Brave, featuring title track and more. You can check out FrankieRaye.com. What do you consider your favorite project, and what's the most challenging for you?
My favorite project was definitely the Brave album, for sure. That's been my favorite project just because it was more, I guess, serious than, because the other one was kind of relaxed. Like we didn't, like A Thing or Two About a Dream, we didn't quite all know what we were doing. We were kind of just going in and recording stuff and being like, okay, that sounds good. But the Brave album was done, correctly. It was like, I had to play to a click track. I had to, be disciplined and show up and everything. And I just got to see how the whole process comes together, which that's definitely been my favorite project. So, yeah. And then most challenging though, I'm challenged all the time. Like when I play with a full band, I'm challenged because, I'm having like, it's not just me up there performing with if I mess up, I mess everybody else up. So that's always challenging, but it's a good challenge. It's not, a bad thing. That's a good thing too. What do you consider most memorable moment in your career? Let's see. Well, I got to do the Hard Rock, it's the Seminole Hard Rock June Acoustic Music Showcase in 2016. So that was a few years ago. I just remember that it was my first time performing at the Hard Rock, and I was in the cafe, and there was this huge stage, and there were people there, and they had this red carpet alongside of the stage. Afterward, we got to take pictures, and that was very memorable. Also, my first time appearing on a televised news network. Nice. Yeah, that was a few years ago. It was a CBS affiliated channel. It was called Studio 10. So I got to go in there and talk about music, and I got to perform. So that was really memorable. That made me feel like I was actually, making progress in my career. That was amazing. Sounds like you are making progress. And who do you consider biggest influence in your career? Let's see. Actually, my brother. So my brother was in a pretty popular band. A few years ago. They kind of have taken a little hiatus, but I want to say like around 2000, kind of like 2009 to 2015. They were pretty big. They had some songs on MTV. He was the guitarist for the band Foxy Shazam. So they have a really big following. And it's funny because the reason he inspires me, like as far as career stuff goes, is because I watched him when the band first got together. Facebook wasn't even a thing yet. It was just MySpace and a few other things. But
I remember MySpace. Definitely.
Yeah. And I remember him staying up all night. I got to stay with him for a few days one summer, and I was like, I get to hang out with my brother. And I just remember him coming home from work and then staying up all night, just adding people. And, he literally built that band out of, his room and his attic. And then, within a couple years, because they lived in Ohio and, within a couple years they were touring down in Florida and I would go see their shows. He would let me in. And I would just see crowds and crowds and crowds of people chanting, Foxy Shazam. And I'm like, my brother has
nice.
And he opened up for a lot of cool bands. I got to meet, Courtney Love and Hole. They opened up for them. They Used, Panic at the Disco. So there were all these bands that were really mainstream that my brother was opening for. And I would go there and I would see him perform at, these concerts. And I would see that. And I was just like, oh my goodness, like my brother is kind of famous. Like I would see him on TV and stuff. And it was so bizarre. And I'm like, I watched him build this from nothing. So if he can do it, I can definitely do it.
That sounds very inspirational too. And what's the best advice you can give to anybody at this point?
So I usually try to stay away from saying don't give up because that's kind of a given. And to me, it is a little bit vague and it's too simplistic. So I would say, rather than trying to skip ahead and do business stuff first. So like one of the mistakes that I made when I first started was, I was contacting all these places to play and I was contacting these local just people. And then I would get an opportunity to do something, either to play a venue or whatever, but I kind of didn't have my craft together. The shows were terrible because I wasn't ready. And the problem is I was skipping ahead. I just wanted it so badly that, I would put practicing on hold to research about agencies and record deals. And it's like, I don't need to be researching that yet. I need to be researching guitar lessons and, looking up, reading books and studying on how to, it's like you gotta, sharpen the axe before you cut the tree because it goes quicker that way. You can't just try to accomplish something if your craft isn't together. And that means, I'm still working on it. I'm still trying to teach myself music theory. And here I am, years into my career and I still can't tell you what key I'm in. And that's a problem. When you start working with professionals, you see that that's the stuff you need to know. But I didn't want to focus on all that. I just wanted to focus on the glitz of the performing and the, getting booked. But it's like, was I ready to be getting booked a few years ago? I really wasn't. So, just I would say my best advice is patience. Don't give up. Yeah. But while you're not giving up, just have patience with yourself and don't worry about making it and being big. Focus on being good. If good, it'll be a lot easier for you and it'll happen.
I think that's a great idea as well, too. And, just one more thing before I let you go. You're very busy, but thank you for your being on the program. It's been fantastic. What are your upcoming projects? What's your website? How do people contact you? And once again, how can they pick up your releases?
So the website is frankieraye.com. That's Frankie with an I-E, and that's R-A-Y-E. A weird name. frankieraye.com, and that has all the updates on upcoming projects. Right now, I'm just continuing to write new music. I was actually writing music today. So I've got some stuff in the works as far as some bigger festivals that I'm going to be playing. In January, I'm going to be back at the NAMM convention in Anaheim, California. So I'll be performing there. I've also put my name in for a few festivals locally, like the Gasparilla Music Festival, and hopefully, those things work out. But of course, all those updates, I'm always writing news articles and blogs on frankieraye.com. And as far as my music goes, that's also all on the website. You can get it, Frankie Raye Music. That's the handle for all social media websites. So I've got the music's on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, basically all those popular streaming services, whichever one you may have, you'll be able to find my music on there. And then, like I said, FrankieRaye.com has everything you need to know: videos, pictures, show dates, all that stuff.
Great. Okay, that sounds great. Thank you very much for your time. You've been fantastic. You sound wonderful. Looking forward to having you on again soon. And please do us a favor, keep us up to date.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks.
Thanks for listening to the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Listen online at themikewagnershow.com and on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. And watch the interview on YouTube. Also, become a sponsor of the program and or donate today at themikewagnershow.com. Join us again tomorrow for another episode of The Mike Wagner Show.